Okay, guys, hi. It's week 1, day 3. Woo! And we're going to talk about our safari book today and ways to get to 10. So before we start, we're going to do a little review. We had day 1, day 2, and like I said, this is day 3. And so where I want to start with that is where we left off on our journal yesterday. We left off on our journal when we made all these words, and then I came up with something so cool to help you with this. You don't have to write on this one if you don't want. So what I did is I'm going to get my consonants. So here are my consonants. Now remember, it doesn't have A-E-I-O-U in it. Well, that's not my consonants. That's the whole alphabet. That's 26 letters. What was I thinking? Oh, and look at this. The A is red, the E is red, the O is red, the U is red, A-E-I-O-U, I. And the I is red. And, oh, speaking of that, I also have my other sheet here. This is another cool one, that the vowels are red. And why are the vowels red is because they're very important. You can find one in every word. You know, we're going on a scavenger hunt for vowels. So here are my consonants. So here are my consonants. And we don't have our A-E-I-O-U in it. But what I did, what I thought was cool, because this goes off our journal, is I did E-T. And that's a Ghostbuster on the top. So what I thought this was cool. So this is a word, bet. I bet some of you are listening and some of you are not. Let's go to the next one, cat. No, there's no such word as cat, so I Ghostbustered it. How about debt? No, that's not debt. I'm Ghostbuster. Fat? No. Okay, here we go. Get. I will get an A+ today because I'm listening to my teacher. Hat? No. Jet. Jet. Yeah, we named our safari guy Jet, and that would be a capital letter. And then the jet that goes across the sky. Not like this. Yeah, like that. That jet. Cat. No. Let me teach you about vowels today and why our safari book has a main topic. Yeah. Met. I have met you at school before. We didn't put that one in our journal yesterday. A net. Yeah, I caught my pet fish with it. Oh, speaking of pet, maybe I had a pet pig, but I sure wouldn't catch him with a net. No, Ghostbuster. No, Ghostbuster. Set. You can set it down, your journal, on the table, and you can draw today and do your sentences. No. Vet. Yes, I took my birdie, oh, he doesn't want to go to the vet. You don't want to go to the vet? You do? You like to go to the vet? Oh my goodness. And the vet is an animal doctor. Vet. Wet. No, yet. Oh, Miss Bear, are you done yet? Because I really like to go back to sleep or take a nap. No, I'm not done yet. And Zet. Oh, remember I was going to name him Zet yesterday? Because I couldn't figure out a word that was Zet. So if I'm going to call him Zet, then I have to capitalize it. Zet. Whew, that was fun. All right, so that was a little review yesterday of that. And now we're going to go back to my book. So yesterday in your book, we were talking about the elephants. And we underlined the words that we went over. So it was I see elephants, and then we did on. So I underlined it. So we did, what animals did we do yesterday? We did the elephant, and we did the lion. And you know what I realized? When we wrote in our journal, I see a lion. This is a lion with no S. But I have to go to the female, the girl lions, with her cubs. And so there is where I underline lions, because we did that one in our journal, but without the S. So you could do an extra sentence and draw more than one lion and put an S on the end. So now that leaves us to today, and we're gonna do the rhino. Looks like a unicorn. And I love unicorns. Oh, I wish I knew where my unicorn was. For my head, for my hat. Oh, there it is. I'm gonna pretend that I'm a unicorn rhino. I'm a rhino. We'll just pretend I'm a rhino. Okay, let's go. All right, so here is our rhino. We're gonna draw him today. And we're going to draw, what else haven't we drawn? The rhino and the hippo. So we're almost done with our complete book. So if they ask, what is the author trying to convey to us? Wow, there's animals all out in the safari. Wild animals out in their natural habitat. That's where they're at. So what is the author trying to convey in our book? Well, first of all, we can all enjoy going on a safari. It's an activity, and go see the animals in their natural habitat, in their natural environment. So let's get started on our drawings. Woohoo! Got my journal. I'm going to turn the page. Get my handy dandy writing utensil. Today, we're going to start off with our hippo. And instead of writing the sentence first, we're going to do the sentence second. We're going to do them next. So listen to that vocabulary as well. Now, I had to practice on this hippo so I could teach you how to do it. Because a hippo was hard. I looked at my lion yesterday. I said, that don't look like no lion. I forgot the mane on the lion. I wanted to make it a male, and I need to put a mane on him, you know, the big fuzzy thing that goes around his neck. But today for the hippo, here we go. It's going to go bump and a bump. It kind of looks like a frog. I'm not drawing a frog. Okay, and then I'm going to go up like this. It's like a big U. See that big U? And then I got a N and an N. So I can, if I'm going to use my letters today to draw with, that's always fun to do. I'm going to do an N and an N and a huge U. And then I'm going to, look at my notes. Oh, here's his nose. And his eyes are actually up there. And then he's got this huge body, which I'm going off the page. And put him like there, and you can only see 2 of his 4 legs, and that is my hippo. It's pretty good, I guess. All right, and so today we're going to write the hippo. The hippo sees me. And we have all kinds of sight words there. And the sentence is supposed to go across the paper. Remember that. I'm just doing it this big so you can see it on my 10-inch, I might give it 10.5-inch screen. And so it'll go all the way across, just like in our book. But this is our, the hippo sees me. I need my sentence stopper. I'm sorry, I had to put my sentence stopper on top of the hippo nose. But that's your period or your sentence stopper. Don't forget that, and look at my capital letter at the beginning of this sentence. So the hippo is in the safari, and I'm going to take a look at the vowels. I'm going to say hippo. It has a long O in it. Remember, our vowels have 2 sounds. Yes, the vowels have 2 sounds. A and A, and I and A, E and E and E, A, E, I, O, U. So I think after I just did that, I need to review my A, E, I, O, U sounds. Yeah, PJ says, I have no idea. You need to practice, Miss Bear. You need to practice, Miss Bear. All right, all right. Let me go get my chart. I need a little practice, and then we'll go back to our journal. So here is our A-E-I-O-U, A-E-I-O-U, A-E-I-O-U. So this is how I remember the sounds. Well, we have A-E-I-O-U, and now I'm going to give you an example first of the short sounds, because that's easy. Once you can say the letters, you actually are already saying the long sounds. So you already got that sound out of the way. Like, for example, what do you mean, Miss Bear? Well, what I mean is you're already saying A, so you're saying acorn. And I'm trying to find something, an ape. So we're looking at beginning sounds with our vowels. Acorn and ape. You already have A. That's A. Okay, so A, here's E. I have an eagle, an eraser, and I have I for ice, and I don't see another iron. Ice and iron. Ooh, I don't like to iron. No, I don't. And then we have our long O for overalls, and an oboe. Sorry, I pronounced that wrong. And that's one of our instruments. And we have our U for unicycle. The unicycle has one tire. The unicorn has one horn. And the rhino has two or one, believe it or not. A rhino can have one horn, or he can have two horns, or pokes, or ow, whatever that is. It's a horn. And we have unicorn, and oh, there's my unicorn. There she is. So you already know that sound. And so now I'm going to give you the soft sounds, and my favorite. And this is how I do this one. Ready? Achoo! Achoo! Oh, cover my mouth. Achoo! And how do I do my E? I gotta get it wet and go exercise, 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 woo! That's a lot of exercise, teaching you about exercise. And then the I is itchy, itchy. Are you itchy? Are you itchy? Are you itchy? Itchy, 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 itchy. So then we have when you go to the doctor's office and he wants to look at your throat, you go and then the U is for umbrella, but I like to go like this. I'm gonna push up, 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 my umbrella. So those are the ways for our second sound of our vowels. Isn't that the coolest? A-E-I-O-U. So now that I got that understood, let's go back to our journal. So I had my hip, and this is the long O. See, I say a vowel in here. I see my vowels here, and I see my vowels there. Don't forget the sentence stopper, even though it's stuck in his nose. It's stuck in his nose. I might redo that one later and show you it tomorrow. Maybe. I go see the hippo. And I'm going to put it down here and hold it up. And I should have used my black marker. It really makes the difference. I go see the hippo. So we're going to have two sentences on there. If you want, you can do two separate pages. That's why we have this huge book. So I go see the hippo. Now, I saw the word go in my book. Safari book, here you are. I go see the hippo. But this one is go. Let's go. And look at that ET word. Let's go. Let's go. So what I'm going to do, and that will be, and what does that mean? That actually means let us. Let's go. It means let us. Let us go. Let us all go together to go see the safari. So in here, I'm going to underline. So we're going to, here's our let. And I'm going to put let on the side of my paper because that was one of my ET words. So we have let's, and then we have go, and go is one of our sight words, and we just used it in our journal. So let's go. And let me show you this one here. Jambo, Jambo. Now this is Jet, and I can't really see his name like I showed you yesterday. So I'm going to put it right next to him because I am labeling him Jet. All right, now, hello, Jambo. And look, this is a 3-letter. If we leave this out, it says jam, and then bo, kind of like hippo, because the O comes at the end. So I have hippo, and we have Jambo. And what Jambo means is hello in another language. In Africa. In Africa is where they have all the animals living in their natural safari habitat. And then, of course, Busch Gardens made the habitat for them. So when we go on a safari there. Swahili language in Africa. So when you say Jambo, that means hello. All right, and it has an exclamation point, okay? So look at how much we've covered. And hello also has an O at the end, so it's a long O. Hello and Jambo. So I'm going to underline those 2 words because we have gone over them and we had learned what they were, how to sound them out. So look, you are ready to read that first page. Hello, Jambo, let's go. And we have our ET word. We're going to talk about this page tomorrow. But I'm going to go ahead and go to the rhino now. Here is our rhino. I see rhinos run just for me. I see rhinos run on safari. So what I'm going to do first is underline the words that I already know. So I will do and remember, you can stop this video to catch up with me, and then we can go on. I'm trying to go slow. I promise I'm trying, but since I can stop the video, it's okay. I promise. All right. I see, and then this is going to be rhinos, and it has a long O at the end. So we had hippo, hello, Jambo, let's go. Woo, I just found some words I can put in my journal today. This ends in a long O. That's so cool. So then we have a rhino. Now remember, it says rhinos, so it's more than one. And we're going to do 1 hippo. We drew 1 hippo with no S. So today we're going to draw 2 rhinos so we can put the S on the end. We also went over the word me. I see rhinos run, and then we have me. Oh, we did on yesterday. Ah, that's a soft sound. Ah. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get my journal, and I'm going to turn my page. So I have 1 hippo. Now I'm going to have 2 rhinos. And what do I have? I see the rhinos. I see the rhinos, and I'm sorry it's not up. How will you write your word rhinos if you're not looking at it here on my video? I will go back to the text. When I say text, it's not a text message. It's actually like a text message in my book that the author gave me. How cool is that? So when the teacher says in your book, in your text, what does the text say? What does the word say? Oh my goodness, I never knew that. Every time my teacher says, what does the text say? I don't know. I don't have my phone on me. I don't know where they come up with these words. Anyway, in the book, in the text, and the text is what the words are when we talk about the book. So I will go to my page. I will look at the pictures, and I will write the word rhinos right here if you didn't have this lesson with me. So if you're in 1st grade and you need to write something about the text, what does the author believe, and you don't know how to use the words, excuse me, if you don't know how to spell the words, it's too hard to spell rhino. I'm so young. I'm only 5 and 6 years old. You go use your text. The text is the word, and there you have it. So I see the rhinos. I have those as my sight words. I see the. And speaking of the, I need to have, oh my gosh, I got me some new note cards. Instead of using my son's, I actually went and got some, and then I cut them to length. And here is one of my sight words, the, that I'm using in there. So I see the rhino, but I need 2 sentences today. So I see the rhino, and oh, this is a long one. All right, it's a long one. And the reason for that is I was trying to use a lot of our sight words and ET words. Okay, so here we go. Let me pet him. Well, rhinos are dangerous, obviously, because they like to charge. Oh, and charge you, and nobody needs to get close to them because they must not be happy, or they think, okay, we'll just go to our lesson. He will not let me pet him. That is a long sentence. He, and these are some of your sight words. He will not. There's will not. They might be in your note cards. That means I have to make note cards. If I just taught you how to write them, then I need to put them on a note card next. He will not, and that is what you can do as well. So if you have your note cards, and you don't have to have note cards, you can get a piece of paper and cut them up. That easy. So he will not, here comes one of our he will not let me pet him. He will not let me pet him. Well, the rhino is not a pet. It's shows action on this one. So we can have a pet as a noun. My pet is a bird. Yes, you're a bird. You're not a person. Or I can pet, and it shows action. Okay? For an example, he pets. He pets is a complete thought or sentence. He is the noun, pets is the verb. He pets. That is a complete sentence. I could have given you that one. Yeah, he can, but the rhinos don't let him pet. So he will not let me pet him. I think I'm out of room, or I can put 2 up here. I'm going to put 2 rhinos up there. All right, I practiced this one. Okay. All right, here I go. All right, this one looks like a jelly bean. It's a happy face, and then a huge happy face under it. Now remember, it's rhinos, so it's 2. So I'm gonna do his head. I'm only gonna do his head today. I'm not gonna do his body. Just their heads. All right, so I'm gonna do a little smiley face. And then I'm going to do a huge one, and I'm going to put curvy lines on this end. I don't want angles. I don't want vertices. I would put curvy lines. So there comes some math in today, okay? Make sure your rhino's head has curvy lines, not vertices or your angles or corners, okay? So there's a little bit of math thrown in with our safari book. All right, now this is the fun part. I'm gonna put a triangle for his ramming thing horn. Okay, so here goes my triangle. Gobbles is so excited. There's one. Oh, that doesn't look great, but you know what I mean. All right, and now I'm gonna put it more on the end so you can see it. Oh, I like that one better. So you know what? I'm gonna give this one 2 because they do have 2. They look so much like dinosaurs, don't they? But that's something you can do on Google today. You can look up rhinos and see that they have 2. And we're going to check our storybook. We're going to go back to the book, and we're going to look at the illustrations, the pictures, the illustrations, and see if one of our rhinos have 1 horn or 2 horn. But let me give them an eye. And okay, that looks pretty good. I'll just have to straighten it up a little bit. There we go. There's his head. I gotta give him a body. 1, 2, 3, 4. There. I like it better. He's got a little tiny. The body's not proportioned to him, and he has a little tail. I think I've been forgetting the tails on my lion and I did do it on the zebra. I gave it a backwards S, and I forgot to do it on my lion yesterday. So there you have it. I see the rhinos. He will not let me pet him. And as I said, will and not will also need to be put on your cards. So you can stop the video and do your note cards. Will, that was one of your sight words. And not. He will not let me pet him. Not. And sometimes I forget to put my little, there, not. He will not let me pet him. So that was fun. All right, the next thing that we're going to do is, oh, that's right, we were gonna make a list of all the words in our Safari book that ended in O, that had the long O. Yeah, so let me get my journal out. This will help me read. So this is another thing you can do on your journal. So I'm going to look at the beginning, and we had Jambo, hello, and go. So in your journals today, or tonight, or tomorrow morning, you pace yourself. You look at day 1, day 2, day 3. So I'm going to start off with hello. I'm not, hollow, it's not hollow. Oh, I hate it when I mess up. All right, so I have hello. And Jambo, I'm not going to capitalize it here. Why am I not capitalizing it here? Because I'm not using it in a sentence. And here we use it, how can one word, when I use an exclamation point, hello, exclamation point, it shows expression. Jambo! And that's Swahili. Ooh, I said it right that time without having to think. And then we had our go. So I'm kind of lining them up there. So as I go through my book, hello, Jambo, go, rhino. All right, so I'm going to put my rhino. How will I know how to spell it if Miss Bear was not putting it on there? You will look at the text, okay? Rhino. And I know hippo, but I'm going to make sure as I look on here. Oh no, my book is falling apart. I've read it so many times. I'm going to have to get some tape and make sure we haven't missed any. Hippo and hippo. Oh, I got to look at the end. Nope, that's it. Hippo. So hippo. I like this. I like this in my journal because it helps me remember what I read. Hello, Jambo, go, rhino, hippo, and no. So I'm just going to put no over here. No, just because. No, I won't go. All right, so that was a lot of fun for that journal writing. Okay, and the next thing that we're going to do is, we've looked all through here and we understand that the author is trying to teach us about animals and their environment. And how do I know that? It's because I see all the wild animals in the picture, in the illustrations. Oh, wait a minute. Before I go on, we were going to check to see if we can find a rhino with 2 horns. So here's one. He only has 1. So I'm looking at the illustrations to see if it had, yes, I found one. It's right here on this page. Remember, numbers are important, page 13. And the rhino has 2. I'm so happy that I did that. I love it. 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 Now, one thing that I forgot to do, and we'll do this in the morning, is I have a safari song. So tomorrow will be our review for our, we're going to wrap up this book tomorrow. So we'll do our safari song. But there was some other things. I had listened to me teach, and I talked about a civet. A civet. An animal in the safari was a civet. Actually, it wasn't me. I believe it was the Ninja Kids who went on the safari, and they saw a civet. And here is a civet. Now, that has the soft sound, a civet. That has a soft sound. So C actually has two sounds, K and S. So how do I like to write it? Well, just like our vowels, C is a special cousin to them because they have two sounds too. They say and I like to say it not hard and soft, they have the S sound and the K sound. So the C, yeah, the C is so special. He says, and he says, cut. So what I wanted to do is, I believe I have a short video here. I know we need a video, a break from Mrs. Bear. I'm so sorry. And we're going to take a look at a civet. Okay, these are animals in safari in their natural habitat.
By day, the secretive civet hides away in the tall grass, preferably close to water. But when the sun sets, the solitary creature gets going. Civets are key players in Africa's cleanup crew, foraging for things too awful for others to eat.
Wow, that was a quick video. Woo, that kept my attention. So here is a civet. So it has the soft C, civic as the soft C. Now, I wanted to show you another short clip. And there's actually a rule to when it says the S and the C. So we wanted to show you the C. If it has an E, an I, and a Y, then it's going to have the soft sound. And other than that, it's going to have the K sound. So if E, I, and sometimes Y, that's that special vowel like in my and shoo fly, they have Y's in them, and I'll write that. But let's watch a short video about E, I, and why. That is so important. And I was going to do our lesson on why is so important, but I'm going to wait till tomorrow morning and start off with that before our review, okay? Actually, with the civet, so let me review the civet just a little bit, guys, okay? About the civet, it had, of course, the soft C. But what I found very interesting is the cleanup crew. It kind of reminds me of the vultures that eat the animals on the side of the road, and they have to eat the animals on the side of the road to keep the earth clean. Well, it sounds to me like the civet does the same exact thing. He eats the things that are left over that none of the other animals want. So he's the cleanup crew. But not only that, he does resemble the raccoon, doesn't he? But the raccoon does not live in the safari. All right, so that was our little review. And then now let me go ahead and give you, and let me go on this one. So if it ends in an E, an I, and a Y, it's going to have the soft sound.
C says K, but not before E, I, or Y. You know it does. C says K, but not before E, I, or Y. C says K, but not before E, I, or Y. You know what I mean, like cactus or clean. Most mostly. C says K.
What are you talking about? What about when C says, like in circle?
What are you talking about?
Let me tell ya. C says S when it comes before E, I, or Y. C says S when it comes before E, I, or Y. C says S when it comes before E, I, or Y. That's what I meant, like city or sand. Sometimes C says S.
C has two sounds as well, just like the vowels have two sounds as well. Tomorrow we're going to why the G has two sounds as well. So we have A, E, I, O, U have two sounds. And so far we've learned the C has two sounds in K, like in S and K. And then we're going to learn about the G tomorrow because giraffe says good. It doesn't say giraffe. It doesn't say giraffe. It says giraffe. It sounds like a J. Oh my gosh, there's just so many rules in the English language. Oh, he said, it's okay. It's okay, Miss Bear. We'll get this. We'll get this. Oh, okay. That's going to bring us, let's do some math. Math time. So yesterday, let me get my Safari book. Safari. I really do think my Safari book has little legs and it runs away. Oh, there it is. It was hiding. It was camouflaged. Oh, camouflage is cool. That's when the animals go into their natural environment and look like their environment, like a chameleon. You like PJ. PJ kind of looks like he's camouflaged because he kind of like blends in with my orange shirt, right? He's kind of camouflaged. All right, so we're gonna go to our book. And yesterday we did, the day before we did 5 plus 5 is 10. 5 and 5 is 10. So you can go over that in your head. Give me a way to give 10. 5 plus 5 is 10. And what was the other one? 6 plus 4 and 4 plus 6, that's 10. I don't even have to count it anymore. I just know that 6 and 4 is 10 and 4 and 6 is 10. But what I would like to do, hopefully you did that in your journal yesterday. You can write it, draw the pictures. But I kind of wanted to go back to this page. Here we go. I want to go ahead and put on this page, and I'm going to call this our learning workbook. So hopefully you'll be able to use this at home this way because I know it's like a book and we're not supposed to write, but I think this is the best bet because this is a teaching online. And it's kind of like a workbook. I mean, it's my brain book. It's the way I get to remember. I have to do this kind of stuff, even at my age. All right, so I'm going to put 6. I have my 6, and then I'm going to put plus 4 equals my 10. So I have my 6 plus 4 equals 10. I know the tires. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can put the 6. We can put the 6. I kind of just like it like this, like I have 6 tires plus 4 more tires is 10. So I'm going to kind of leave that like this. So I have 6 tires plus 4 equals 10 because then I can talk it out like a word problem. Yeah. What do you, there's 6 tires. If you give me 4 more, I get to 10. Yeah, it's a word problem. Yeah, so I'm kind of reading on there. Oh, there it is. It fell out of my book. I couldn't find it. I have to find the numbers and put them in the right order. I'm sorry. All right, I think it goes 10. It got all ripped out. I'm going to have to get my tape. 11, 12, 13. There we go. I found my zebras. This is what I had in my book. That's why I couldn't find it. So I have to get some tape. All right. So in this one, I had 4. So I need to put plus 6 equals 10. That's another way to get there. So my word problem is I had 4 elephants. If you give me 6 more, I can get to 10. And that is in my head. Yes, it is. 6 and 10. The 5 and the 5 is easy. So here we had our 5 plus our 5. 5 plus 5, and it didn't matter. Sorry. 5 plus 5 is 10. And then 6 more. I put eyes on them. And you can also ask which one is the biggest number that the alligator can eat. Ow, 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 the 6. Ow. Gobbles like that one. And then, of course, when you had your 5 and your 5, they're equal to each other. So I don't get to eat one of them. And so today we are going to do, so we're going to do 7 and 3. 7 in my head, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is going to help you remember it, that you could just learn in your 7 in my head, 7, 8, 9, 10. 3, 7 and 3. So let me get my 7 and my 3. 7 plus 3 is 10. 3 plus 7 is 10. Will you be partners? Oh, I guess I'll be his partner. But why can't he look at me? Well, because if he does this, he's backwards. So I can't put his eyes going backwards. Oh, okay, I'll still be his partner. So we have our 7 and our 3, our 7 and our 3. So I'm going to start off with the small, oh, I got to eat the bigger one. Don't eat me! Well, I'm not going to eat you. You're the little one. So I'm going to get my side. Oh, no. I'm going to eat the bigger number. All right, let me change it up over here for math. All right, so I'm going to find 3 of something. Nope. Lions. I see the lions have 3. They have 2 cubs and a mommy. But let me look a little longer. The zebras, they've got 2. Ah, I love it since we drew the hippos today. 3 hippos. Where are you, 3? Did I already lose my 3? There it is. Here's my 3. So I'm going to put them first. So here's my 3. And if I put 3 in my head and count up, but normally how I do it is I put the bigger number in my head and count up. But we're trying to find ways. But watch this. If I put 3 in my head, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wait, there. I got to do that. 7. Yeah, 3. 3 and 7. So I'm going to do it again. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's my 7. 3 plus 7 is 10. And you're probably wondering why I'm doing this. Well, that's because, I painted my fingernails with 3. So I have 3 plus 7 is 10 today. That's why it's going like this. Oh, that was hard. All right. So we had 3 and our 7. I needed 3 more to get there. So 3 and 7 are partners. They will be partners for the rest of their life to make 10. Oh, PJ wants to read the book. All right, PJ, I have to teach them something about 7. PJ, can I please have that? PJ! See how PJ doesn't listen? You need to listen to your mommies and daddies and grandmas and granddaddies too. PJ, can I please have my book and do my homework? PJ, thank you. All right, now, I looked and I looked and I looked through all here and I couldn't find 7 animals. I even tried to count in here to see if I can find 7 of something, but there were so many of everything. But believe it or not, I'm going to show you where I found 7. So I'm going to come in closer. Now, these are gazettes. All right, so we have a giraffe that starts with a G, and we have gazettes that start with a G, but the gazettes, and it's not, it's giraffe, okay? Now, I know that you only see 1, 2, 3, and then 4, there's a baby, but believe it or not, on this one right here, just like all the zebras and even all of the giraffes, not one of them have the exact same spots. All of them are different. So are the gazettes. And this one right here has 7 stripes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I found something that had 7. I was so proud of myself. So here's my 7. And our buddy, come on, buddy. Where did I come? Here's 3. So 7 and 3, 7 and 3. So the Gazette taught me about 7, and I add up 3. So I'm going to put 7 in my head. I can't get in your head. Well, not literally in my head. Just put it in my head. Oh, okay. All right, so 7, 8, 9, and 10. So I'm using my pink fingers today. So 7 and 3 more is 10. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. And so let's go ahead and do that in our math books. So I'm going to go ahead and start here. 7, it was this one. This one right here. You'll see, because this one has, I think, 8 or 9. No, this one has 6, and this one has like 10, 11, or 12. But this one right here has 7, only 7 stripes. So I'm going to put 7 plus 3 equals 10. Just like that. Right? Plus, and I didn't bother to put the 7 yet because it's my stripes. Okay, so 7 stripes plus 3 more gets me to 10. So 7 and 3 are friends forever. Forever and ever. No, we have to be friends forever. What if we fight? Well, you got to get along forever. Sorry, but you make 10. Can't you just get along like 6 and 4s? I don't know why 7 and 3 just always want to squabble with each other, just like they're brothers and sisters. I know, just get along like 6 and 4. Please make my life easier. I know, we make good choices all the time. We're friends, friends, friends. That's why we like to look at each other, because they make each other happy. Okay, so what did I mention to you about your journal? Yesterday in your journal, you could have done that word problem. And we're going to do the word problem today with one of them to make 10 or equal to 10. And then I'm going to use my question mark. See my question mark? Okay, so that's one way to do it. Have time, because we have a lot of work to do today and a lot of homework. No, I don't even like to call it homework. We can call it vacation work. We can call it fun work. We're teaching. I love to teach. You know what I think is so exciting is I'm just going to get all my stuffed animals, and I have a whole classroom full to teach. That will be so much fun. Well, my class, and it might be little guys. I'll have all kinds of little things, and I'm going to put them aside. So I might put together and have 10 tomorrow. I'm going to have 10 teaching buddies tomorrow. Like, I'm going to have a little classroom with 10. How cool is that? Yeah. And then I will go over why is sometimes a vowel. Okay, so it's been fun today. I know it's been a little long, and I appreciate those who came, and you get to watch the video again. And remember, you can stop it as you need it. Write in that journal, look over that book. We're almost ready to read the entire book by tomorrow. This has been too much fun. See you tomorrow.